Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat, Mount West London. Reading from Madhya Lila, chapter 20, which of course is the Lord instructs Sanatana Goswami. So we've passed the passages where Mahaprabhu is describing various tattvas to Sanatana Goswami, mainly to do with Vishnu tattva and the various ontological manifestations of Vishnu tattva, which ultimately comes from Swayam Bhagavan Krishna. This is the teaching of Mahaprabhu. This Siddhanta, which is somewhat technical, is being transmitted from Gauranga Mahaprabhu to Sanatana Goswami. Sanatan Shiksha, or the Lord instructs Sanatana Goswami. So Mahaprabhu has just finished describing the Leela avatars, which are primarily what we know as the Das avatar, from Matsya through to Kalki. Although I'm not sure if it actually includes Kalki as a Leela avatar, but most of them, Leela avatars. Matsya, Korma, Varaha, Narasimha, Lord Ram, Parashuram, Vamana, and also Hayagriva. Lila avatarera kailun digdarashana, guna avatarera ebe shuna vivarana. I have given a few examples of pastime incarnations, or Lila incarnations. Now I will describe the guna avatars, the incarnations of the material qualities. Please listen. Brahma Vishnu Shiva Tina Guna Avatara Triguna Angikari Kare Shristyadi Vyavahara. There are three functions within this material world. Everything here is created, everything is maintained for some time, and everything is finally dissolved. The Lord therefore incarnates himself as the controllers of the three qualities, Sattvagun, Rajagun, and Tamagun, goodness, passion, and ignorance. Thus, the transactions of the material world take place. Bhakti Mishra Krita Punye Kauna Jivotama Rajagune Vibhavita Karitan Ramana. Because of his past pious activities mixed with devotional service, the first class living entity is influenced by the mode of passion within his mind. Garbhadakshayi dvara shakti sanchare vyasti shristi kare Krishna Brahma Rupa Dhare. Such a devotee is empowered by Garbhadakshayi Vishnu. In this way, in an incarnation of Krishna in the form of Brahma engineers the total creation of the universe. Now a Sanskrit verse from the Brahma Samhita. Bhashvan yatasma sakaleshu nijeshu teja sviyam kiyat prakatayat yapi tadvadatra brahmaya esha jagaranda vidana karta govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. The sun manifests his brilliance in a gem, although it is stone. Similarly, the original personality of Godhead, Govinda, manifests his special power in a pious living entity. Thus, the living entity becomes Brahma and manages the affairs of the universe. Let me worship Govinda, the original personality of Godhead. It's Brahma Samhita, chapter 5, text 49. Kona kalpi yadi yogya jiva nahi paya, apane ishwara tabe amse brahmahaya. If in a kalpa a suitable living entity is not available to take charge of Brahma's post, the Supreme Personality of Godhead personally expands and becomes Lord Brahma. We've already been over these verses.
No.
No?
I think so.
Okay.
The marker was there, right?
Yeah, I thought she may have put it in the wrong place. But anyway, doesn't matter. The purport by Srila Swami Maharaj Prabhupada. One day of Brahma consists of the 4 yugas multiplied 1,000 times. Or, according to solar calculations, 4,320,000,000 years. And such also is the duration of his night. 1 year of Brahma's life consists of 360 days and nights, and Brahma lives for 100 such years. Such is the life of Brahma. Yasyangri pankaja rajo kilaloka paler mulyutamer dritam upasita tirtha tirtam Brahma bhavo hamapi yasya kala kalaya shriskod vahema chiramasya nripasanam kva. What is the value of a throne to Lord Krishna? The masters of the various planetary systems accept the dust of his lotus feet on their crowned heads. That dust makes the holy places sacred, and even Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lakshmi, and I myself, who are all portions of his plenary portions, eternally carry that dust on our heads. Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:68-37. When the Kauravas flattered Baladev so that he would become their ally and spoke ill of Sri Krishna, Lord Baladev was angry and spoke this verse. Nijamsa kalaya Krishna tamoguna angikari samharate maya sange rudra rupadari. Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, expands a portion of his plenary portion and, accepting the association of the material mode of ignorance, assumes the form of Rudra to dissolve the cosmic manifestation. Rudra, Lord Shiva, is Krishna transformed. Nijamsa, a portion of a portion. Kalaya Krishna, Nijamsa Kalaya Krishna, Tamaguna Angikari. Maya Sangha Vikari Rudra Bina Bina Rupa Jiva Tattva Nahe Nahe Krishnera Swarupa. Rudra, Lord Shiva, has various forms which are transformations brought about by association with Maya. Although Rudra is not on a level with the Jiva Tattvas, he still cannot be considered a personal expansion of Krishna. Purport. Rudra is simultaneously one with and different from the Vishnu Tattva. Due to his association with Maya, he is different from the Vishnu Tattva, but at the same time, he is an expansion of Krishna's personal form. The situation is called Bhed Abhed Tattva or Achintya Bhed Abhed Tattva, simultaneously one and different. Or Achintya means inconceivable, so it's impossible to comprehend how it is simultaneously one yet different. The example has been given of milk. The famous example between Krishna and Shiva, or Vishnu and Shiva, is milk and yogurt. Shiva is the yogurt, Krishna is the milk. You require milk to make yogurt. Milk transforms into yogurt, yet it's not milk. They come from the yogurt comes from the milk, yet it's transformed. So Shiva is Vishnu, somewhat transformed by contact with the material energy known as the Maya Shakti. Guru Maharaj explains how Lord Shiva has two identities, if we can put it that way. One is in the Maya Shakti at the top of the material universe, and the other just before the margins, just before the cusp of the material and spiritual energies, and the other is inside the spiritual energy as Sada Shiva. So he exists on both sides of the margin between the material world and the spiritual world. Dugdayena amla yogi dadirupa dare dugantara vastuna he dugda haitinare. Milk, here we go, of course. Milk is transformed into yogurt when it associates with a yogurt culture. Thus, yogurt is nothing but milk, but still it is not milk. Could not talk about the relationship between Vishnu and Shiva without quoting that example. Kiram yata dadivikara vishesha yogat sanjayate natu tata pritag asti heto ya sambhutam apitata samupaiti karyad govindamari purusham tamaham bhajami. Milk changes into yogurt when mixed with a yogurt culture, but actually it is constitutionally nothing but milk. Similarly, Govinda, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, assumes the form of Lord Shiva, Shambhu, for the special purpose of material transactions. I offer my obeisances unto his lotus feet. Brahma Samhita, chapter 5, text 45. Shiva Maya Shakti Sangi Tamo Guna Vesha Mayatita Gunatita Vishnu Paramesha. Lord Shiva is an associate of the external energy. Therefore, he is absorbed in the material quality of darkness. Lord Vishnu is transcendental to Maya and the qualities of Maya. Therefore, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Shiva Shakti Yuta Shashvat Shrilingo Guna Samvritaha Vaikarkas Taijasas Cha Tamasas Chetyaham Trida. The truth about Lord Shiva is that he was always covered with three material coverings: Vaikarika, Taijasa, and Tamasa. Because of these three modes of material nature, he always associates with the external energy and egotism itself. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.88.3. Harir hir nirguna shakshat purusha prakrite paraha sasarva drig upadrasta tambajan nirguno bhavet. Sri Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is situated beyond the range of material nature. Therefore, he is the Supreme Transcendental Person. He can see everything inside and outside. Therefore, he is the Supreme Overseer of all living entities. If someone takes shelter at his lotus feet and worships him, he also attains the transcendental position. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.88.5. Palanartha Svampsa Vishnu Rupe Avatara Sattvaguna Drasta Tahe Guna Maya Para. For the maintenance of the universe, Lord Krishna descends as his personal plenary expansion in the form of Lord Vishnu. He is the director of the mode of goodness, Sattvagun. Therefore, he is transcendental to the material energy. Swarupa Aishwarya Purna Krishna Samapraya Krishna Amsi Tenho Amsa Veda Henagaya Vede Henagaya. Lord Vishnu is in the category of Svamsa because he has opulences almost equal to Krishna's. Krishna is the original person and Lord Vishnu is his personal expansion. This is the verdict of all Vedic literature. Vede Henagaya. Deeparchir eva hitasantaram abhyupetya deepayate vivrita hetu samana dharma yastadrigeva hicha vishnu taya vibhati govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. When the flame of one candle is expanded to another candle and placed in a different position, it burns separately and its illumination is as powerful as the original candle. Similarly, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, expands himself in different forms as Vishnu, who is equally luminous, powerful, and opulent. Let me worship that Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda. Brahma Samhita 5:46. Brahma Shiva Agyakari Bhakta Avatara Palanarte Vishnu Krishnera Swarupa Akara. The conclusion is that Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva are simply devotee incarnations who carry out orders. However, Lord Vishnu, the maintainer, is the personal feature of Lord Krishna. Srijami tan niyukto ham haro harati tadvasaha vishvam purusha rupena paripati trishakti rik. Lord Brahma said, I am engaged by the Supreme Personality of Godhead to create. Following his orders, Lord Shiva dissolves everything. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, in his form as Kiradakshai Vishnu, maintains all the affairs of material nature. Thus, the Supreme Controller of the three modes of material nature is Lord Vishnu. Manvantara avatara ebe shuna sanatana ashankya ganana tanra sunaha karana. O Sanatan, just hear about the Manu incarnations. They are unlimited and no one can count them. Just hear of their source. Brahmara ekadine haya choda manvantara Choda avatara tahan karena ishwara. In one day of Brahma, there are 14 changes of Manus. And all these 14 Manus are considered incarnations manifested by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport: in one day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus and all of them are considered to be Manvantara avatars of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, in 1 month of Brahma's life, there are 420 Manvanta avatars or Manus. In 1 year, 360 days of Brahma's life, there are 5,040 Manu incarnations. Thus, for the 100 years of Brahma's life, there is a total of 504,000 Manvantara avatars. Choda ekadine mashe chari satabisha brahmara vatsare pancha sahasra chalisa. There are 14 Manvanta avatars in 1 day of Brahma, 420 in 1 month, and 5,040 in 1 year, as the above purport stated. Interesting positioning of the purport. Before the purport to the preceding verse, explaining that of the succeeding verse, explaining the contents of the succeeding verse. Shateka vatsara haya jivana brahmara panchalaksha chari sahasra manvanta avatara. During the 100 years of Brahma's life, there are 504,000 Manvantara avatars. Ananta Brahmande Aiche Karaha Ganana Mahavishnu Ekas Vase Brahmara Jivana. The number of Manvantara avatars for only one universe has been given. One can only imagine how many Manvantara avatars exist in the innumerable universes. And all these universes and Brahmas exist only during one exhalation of Mahavishnu. So 1 exhalation of Mahavishnu is 1 lifetime of Brahma. Mahavishnura nishvasera nahika paryanta Eka manvantara avatarera deka lekara anta. There is no limit to the exhalations of Mahavishnu. Just see how impossible it is to speak or write of even only the Manvantara avatars. So Mahaprabhu here is giving a glimpse of the expansive nature of even time inside the mundane environment, inside the Maya Shakti, saying even the Manvantara avatars, relative, of course, to life, human life on earth, it's such a expansive time line, time frame. What to speak of Brahma, what to speak of Lord Vishnu. And then, of course, the contrast is the spiritual world. What to speak of the timelessness, the infinity of the spiritual world. Swayambhuve Yagya.
Mahavishnu is Garbhodakasaya Vishnu?
Mahavishnu is...
or he has an expanded...
Mahavishnu is Karanadakshayi Vishnu. That's Mahavishnu.
So who is lying in the
The milk ocean is Kiradakshayi Vishnu. Well, they may all lie on Anantashesha, but Mahavishnu is the original, and Karana means original cause. So Karanadakshayi Vishnu is the overseer of the entire material creation, whereas Garbhodakashayi Vishnu is what Vishaka, as you know, like Vishaka was talking about this the other day. The first one is Karanadakshayi Vishnu. You can remember it because Karana means original cause. And then Garbhodakashayi Vishnu is the second. He's in charge of each universe. So Karanadakshayi, the whole cosmos. Garbhodakashayi, each individual universe. And Kiradakshayi Vishnu is the super soul, but also lies on the ocean of milk. So on the ocean of milk, I imagine he's lying on Anantashesh. But also Mahavishnu is doing the same. So they have similar paraphernalia, but their functions are different in terms of scale. So Karanadakshayi Vishnu is in charge of the whole cosmos. Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, each individual universe inside the cosmos. And Kiradakshayi Vishnu, his function is as the super soul. Svayambhuve Yagya Svarochise Vibhunama Otame Satyasena Tamase Hari Abhidana. In the Svayambhuva Manvantara, the avatar was named Yagya. In the Svarochisa Manvantara, he was named Vibhu. In the Otama Manvantara, he was named Satyasen. And in the Tamasa Manvantara, he was named Hari. Raivate Vaikunta Chakshushe Ajita Vaivashvate. Correct verse. Raivate Vaikunta Chakshushe Ajita Vaivashvate Vamana Savarnye Sarvabhauma Daksha Savarnye Rishabhaganana. In the Raivata Manvantara, the avatar was named Vaikunta, and in the Chakshusha Manvantara, he was named Ajita. In the Vaivashvata Manvantara, he was named Vamana. And in the Sarvarnya Manvantara, he was named Sarvabhauma. In the Daksha Sarvarnya Manvantara, he was named Rishab. What avatar exactly? Manvantara avatar. I see. So the Manus themselves are considered incarnations. But I see. Swayambhuva Manvantara. So that the Swayambhuva Manvantara is the name of the period of time, and the avatar is the person responsible, overseeing that period of time. For instance, Swayambhuva Manvantara, the avatar is Yagya, etc. Brahma Sarvanye Vishvaksena Dharma Setu Dharmas Sarvanye Rudra Sarvanye Sudhama Yogeshwara Deva Sarvanye. In the Brahma Sarvarnya Manvantara, the avatar was named Vishvaksena. In the Dharma Sarvarnya, he was named Dharma Setu. In the Rudra Sarvanya, he was named Sudhama. And in the Deva Sarvanya, he was named Yogeshwara. Indra Sarvanye Brihad Banu Abhidhana E Chudha Manvantari Chudha Avatara Nama. In the Indra Sarvanya Manvantara, the avatar was named Brihad Banu. These are the names of the 14 avatars in the 14 Manvantaras. Yuga Avatara Ebe Shuna Sanatana Satya Treta Dvapara Kali Yuga Raganana. O Sanatan, now hear from me about the Yuga avatars, the incarnations for the millenniums. First of all, there are 4 yugas: Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. Shukla Rakta Krishna Pita Krame Charivarna Dari Krishna Karena Yuga Dharma. In the 4 yugas, Satya, Treta, Dvapara, and Kali, the Lord incarnates in 4 colors: white, red, black, and yellow, respectively. These are the colors of the incarnations in different millenniums. Asan varnas trayohyasya grinato nuyugam tanu shuklo raktas tatapita idanim krishnatam gataha. This child formerly had 3 colors according to the prescribed color for the different millenniums. Formerly he was white, red, and yellow, and now he has assumed a blackish color. It's by Garga Muni. Purport. This verse from Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken by Garga Muni when performing the name-giving ceremony for Krishna at the house of Nanda Maharaj. The following 2 verses are also from Srimad Bhagavatam. Krite shuklas chatur bahur jatilo valkalambaraha Krishna ji no pavitakshan vibradanda kamandalu. In the Satya Yuga, the Lord appeared in a body colored with white, with 4 arms and matted hair. He wore tree bark and bore a black antelope skin. He wore a sacred thread and a garland of rudraksha beads. He carried a rod and a water pot, and he was a brahmachari. This is Narayan Rishi. Tretayam raktavarnoso chatur bahus trime kalaha hiranyakeshash trayatma shruvadyi upalakshanaha. In the Treta Yuga, the Lord appeared in a body that had a reddish hue and 4 arms. There were 3 distinctive lines on his abdomen, and his hair was golden. His form manifested the Vedic knowledge, and he bore the symbol of a sacrificial spoon, ladle, and so on. Satya Yuge Dharma Dhyana Karaya Shukla Murti Dari Kardama Ke Varadila Yen Hokri Pakari. As the white incarnation, the Lord taught religion and meditation. He offered benedictions to Kardama Muni, and in this way, he showed his causeless mercy. Krishna Jnana Kare Loka Jnana Adhikari Tretara Dharma Yagya Karaya Rakta Varnadari. In the Satya Yuga, the people were generally advanced in spiritual knowledge and could meditate upon Krishna very easily. The people's occupational duty in Treta Yuga was to perform great sacrifices. This was induced by the personality of Godhead in his reddish incarnation. It doesn't give the name of this reddish incarnation. But, I wouldn't guess. Krishna parachana haya dvaparera dharma Krishna varne karaya loke Krishna archana karma. In the Dwapara Yuga, the people's occupational duty was to worship his lotus feet. Worship the lotus feet of Krishna. Therefore, Lord Krishna, appearing in a blackish body, personally induced people to worship him. Dvapare Bhagavan Shyamaha Pitavasa Nijayudha Shri Vatsad Bir Ankais Cha Lakshaner Upalakshitaha. In the Dwapara Yuga, the Supreme Personality of Godhead appears in a blackish hue. He is dressed in yellow. He holds his own weapons and he is decorated with the Kaustubha jewel and the marks of Srivatsa. That is how his symptoms are described. Namaste Vasudevaya Nama Sankarshanaya Cha Pradumna Yanirudhaya Tubhyam Bhagavate Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, expanded as Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradumna, and Aniruddha. E mantre dvapare kare Krishna archana Krishna nama sankirtana Kali Yugera dharma. By this mantra, the people worship Lord Krishna in the Dwapara Yuga. In the Kali Yuga, the occupational duty of the people is to chant congregationally the holy name of Krishna. Krishna Nama Sankirtana Kali Yugera Dharma. E mantri dvapare kare Krishna archana. To worship. So the four processes for the ages, Mahaprabhu is talking about them here. In Satya Yuga, it's meditation. In Treta Yuga, it's yajna, fire worship, fire sacrifice specifically. Vedic fire worship. Some people say the Vedic seers, they were fire worshippers. So the Vedic religion is one of fire worship. Well, yes, in Treta Yuga it was. But in Dwapara Yuga it is archana, expressed often today as puja. And in Kali Yuga, Sankirtan, Harinam Sankirtan, inaugurated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prabhupada quotes in the purport, Kalir dosha nidhera jan asti heko mahan gunaha kirtanad eva Krishna sya mukta bandaha parambrajet. In the Kali Yuga, one worships Lord Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. To propagate this movement, Lord Krishna personally appeared as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that is described in the following verse. Kalir dosha nidhe rajan. Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults. Asti hyeko mahan gunaha. One good quality. Kirtanad eva Krishnasya. That is Krishna Kirtan. Mukta bandaha parambrajet. Breaks all the bad qualities and gives perfection. All right. We'll read this one last verse. Pita varna daritabe kaila pravartana prema bhakti dilaloke lana bhakta gana. Accompanied by his personal devotees, Lord Krishna, assuming a golden color, introduces the Harinam Sankirtan, the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra in the age of Kali. By this process, he delivers love for Krishna to the general populace. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. We'll read a little bit from Revealed Truth by Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj. We'll just read one sub-chapter. So, this is from the chapter titled Pure Devotion. the chapter titled The Transcendental Service World, in the Pure Devotion section. The flow of desire. There can be no compromise in this matter. Without a detached nature, we will not be qualified to properly honor the Lord's divine remnants and act always for His satisfaction. Sometimes practitioners feel very fearful and hopeless when they confront their material desires and struggle to leave their mundane attachments. But they should not be hopeless or fearful because, as the Lord Himself explains, He helps them with the challenges they face in their devotional lives. Jata shraddho mat katasu nirvinaha sarva karmasu veda dukat makan kaman parityage pyanishvaraha tato bhajeta mam pritaha shraddhalur dridha nischayaha jusamanas chatan kaman dukho kardarkams chagarhayan proktena bhakti yogena bhajato maskrin munehe Kama hridaya nashyanti sarve mai hridishtite. If a devotee is conscious and firm in his faith, if he has no real interest in mundane activity, though he may struggle to be detached from it, and if he knows that his material desires are the source of his suffering, then he will get strength from the Lord's mercy. The Lord will appear in his heart and remove all inauspiciousness from his heart. So, the verse is saying that if someone has faith, it begins with faith. If someone has strong faith and desire to overcome their material habits, desire to overcome their material desire, then the Lord will respond with mercy, light the path, give them the strength and the tools they need to succeed. Gurudev says, a devotee may feel that he lives within a family and has so many attachments he cannot leave, such as his attachment to his father, mother, brother, sisters, uncles, and so on. He may ask, how can I do Hari Bhajan? The main point mentioned in these verses, which is necessary to understand, is desire. The desire to enjoy. Kama hridaya nashyanti. The desire to enjoy is present everywhere. It is within both the material and spiritual planes. Why does creation itself happen at all? Because of desire. Desire is the cause of all creations, but a devotee's life and desires are completely different from a life of ordinary, mundane desires. How are they different? Dukho darkams chagarhayan. The devotee desires to satisfy the Lord and repents that he is entangled by mundane desires. Right. Takeaway being that if one's desire is in the right place, then one's desire is represented as an ideal to achieve a particular spiritual condition, and that will eventually come by the mercy of the Lord, even if one's present situation they cannot immediately achieve it. That will be achieved eventually by the grace of Guru and Gauranga. Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Hari Haraye Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Hari Haraye Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Gopala Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudana. Gopala Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudana. Giridhari Gopinath Marana Mohana. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra. Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Saparicara Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Sundar Radha Giridhari Ju Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmamacharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajikacharya Parayastot Harasat Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Guru Dev Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sri Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Samaveda Vaishnav Mandala Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Brinda Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, West London.